do me a favor. Subscribe to my channel.
Hey everyone, Kyle here from Poseidon's Pets. So I got something exciting for you today. I set up a new shrimp tank. I went ahead and I placed an order through Blue Crown Aquatics for some painted fire red shrimp, and I needed a tank to quarantine them in, so I set up a new shrimp tank. And what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm just going to go ahead and do the unboxing and look at these guys and see how they turned out and how they're doing, and just kind of give you updates along the way. So stay tuned. So I know unboxing videos can be kind of boring, so what I wanted to do for you is I just sped this up a little bit so that way you can still see what I was doing, but it's not gonna take forever. So when I first opened this box, I noticed that some of the newspaper was a little bit wet, and it was kind of concerning at first, but as I inspected them, I noticed that, everything looks good. There's no big ruptures in the bag, so I just continued on and unboxed the rest of the box. Both bags were intact, and it didn't look like I had any dead-on arrivals, so everything looked good. They both had a piece of mesh in there that the shrimp could kind of cling to help with stress during shipment, and there was some ammonia absorb in there. So it's just a little bit of some beads that help to absorb any ammonia that may have built up in the bag during shipment. But I was overall happy with the shipment. Some of the shrimp did look like they were caught in the folds of the bag, but I made sure that there was no shrimp in the corners when I cut it open. So you always want to check those folds to make sure that you're not accidentally cutting a shrimp when you're opening up the bag. But both bags were great. In each bag there was 8 shrimp. So all 8 shrimp from each bag was alive, which, living in Arizona, it gets hot here. So I was really concerned with this shipment and how well everything was going to ship. But Robbie Chan over at Blue Crown Aquatics, he does a great job as far as packing his shrimp and making sure that everything looks good before shipping it out. I was definitely impressed with this, and I definitely want to send a thank you out to Robbie over at Blue Crown Aquatics. These shrimp came in great and they looked good. So I did add some prime to the water before drip acclimating to kind of help with any extra ammonia that was in there. So the prime will help to neutralize that ammonia so it's not toxic for the shrimp. So what I'm doing here is I'm just setting up a drip loop and about 1 to 2 drips per second to get these guys drip acclimated to the new tank. Now what I want to do is I want to drip these guys for a couple hours to make sure that they're getting used to the new tank that they're going to be in. So I'm going to test the TDS of the water in the bucket as well as the TDS in the tank to make sure that it is, within 5 parts per million before adding it to the tank. So when I checked the TDS after a few hours, my first reading, I got about 187, which in the bucket, that's kind of far off from the tank. This tank was on the lower side. It was right around 195. So I wanted the TDS in the bucket to be closer to that 195. So just to double check, I'm going to check it again, and 195 in the tank. $192 in the bucket, so that's perfect. I can go ahead and transition these guys into their new home. So now what I'm doing is I'm covering my hand as I'm adding them to the tank, because if you have ever added new shrimp to a tank, you'll notice that they kind of freak out. They'll start to jump out of the net, and they kind of pop like popcorn kernels. So they can pop right out of the net onto the floor, and this is very stressful for them. And a lot of times when they hit that floor, trying to get them back up off the, pavement or whatever floor you have is going to be difficult because they're slippery little critters. So I'm going to go ahead and add these guys to the tank, and then I'll be right back with you. So now that I got them added to the tank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and feed them. You know, it's been a few days in the post. They haven't had any food. So I'm going to drop that in and see if they're hungry. It took them some time to find the food and really get acclimated, but after a while, they found it and started to eat, which was a good sign. So I hope you guys are excited for this tank, and I'm definitely excited to have some new fire reds. So as you guys can see, they're all happy and settled in and starting to eat their food.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. I hope you liked today's video. And if this is your first video that you've watched of mine, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell. That way you're notified of all my future content. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna let these guys kind of chill. And in a couple weeks, I'm gonna come back and show you an update on what's happened and if I've had any losses. So when you get shrimp that are shipped like this, you don't know how many tanks they've been in. So there's a chance that I am gonna have some losses, but I'm hoping everything works out and they do good and they grow up and breed me some more shrimp. So thanks again for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.